Good evening and welcome to Just the News. I'm Faye. This is where we give you only the news. There's no drama. There's no opinion. Getting straight to our headlines for today. There's worrying news on the COVID front, I'm afraid. The central government has now confirmed that we have more than 100 Omicron cases in India. As of last count, it was 101 cases spread over 11 states. The health ministry has warned that 19 districts are in high risk of a surge in COVID cases. The Indian Council for Medical Research, DG Dr. Balram Bhargava, has said it is the time to avoid non-essential travel, mass gatherings, and it's very important to observe low-intensity festivities. Joint Secretary of the Health Ministry also said that out of all the active cases in the country, Kerala right now adds up to 40%. The WHO has said that Omicron variant is reported now in 91 countries, and it's spreading faster than the Delta variant in South Africa. That Omicron will outpace the Delta variant as far as community transmission is concerned. India has, as of now, reported 7,447 new COVID cases. Like I said, about 101 of those cases are Omicron. In a statement by the G7 countries, they said that the Omicron variant is the biggest current threat to global public health. Its emergence is meant more important than ever for countries to closely cooperate with each other. The G7 countries are Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Well, in news that really upset a lot of people, senior Congress leader KR Ramesh Kumar and Karnataka Assembly Speaker Vishweshwara Kageri has sparked controversy over a comment made in the assembly. The Congress leader Ramesh Kumar, who's also the former Speaker of the House, by the way, said, and I quote, "There is a saying, when rape is inevitable, lie down and enjoy it." That is exactly the position that you're in, end quote. Now, this conversation actually got a big laugh from the House, unfortunately, including from the Speaker, and it was made during a discussion of the farmers where the Speaker Kageri felt that the members were not following the time allotted to them. He said in response, "I feel let's enjoy the situation. I can't keep this under control and take it forward in a systematic way." There was, of course, severe backlash to this comment, both from the Congress and from other parties and from civil society. KR Ramesh initially said that he will respond if women have found it offensive, but he did in fact respond eventually. He said, and I quote, "I would like to express my sincere apologies to everyone for the indifferent, negligent comment I made in today's assembly about rape. My intention was not to trivialize or make light of the heinous crime, but it was an off-the-cuff remark. I will choose my words carefully henceforth," end quote. Congress Karnataka State President D.K. Shivkumar said, and I quote, "As the president of the party, I'm deeply saddened that such words were uttered by a Congress MLA. To all the women of Karnataka, I'm sorry. I will ensure words like this are never repeated," end quote. Congress leader Ranjdeep Surjewala also said, and I quote, "A speaker is a custodian and senior legislators are expected to be role models, should desist from such unacceptable behavior," end quote. In other news, the Naga Students Federation, the NSF, protested against the 14 civilian deaths in an insurgent operation. They also demanded that the Armed Forces Special Powers Act be repealed from the state. 14 civilians in Nagaland's remote Mon district died earlier this month when an army counterinsurgency op went horribly wrong. The protests across the state have highlighted the immediate arrests of soldiers, have asked for the immediate arrests of soldiers involved in the botched army op as one of their demands. Several opposition leaders have moved an adjournment motion notice in the Lok Sabha and gave suspension of business notice to the Rajya Sabha over various issues during the ongoing winter session of Parliament. This comes on the backdrop of a report in the Indian Express, and this is specifically exclusive to the Indian Express, that the Chief Election Commissioner Sushil Chandra and two election commissioners, Rajiv Kumar and Arup Chandra Pandey, allegedly joined an online interaction with the Prime Minister's office on the 16th of November, despite reservations. Congress MP Manish Tiwari gave the adjournment motion notice in Lok Sabha to discuss, and I quote, proprietary autonomy of the EC and the independence of these institutions. This is also according to a report in the Indian Express. The Congress MP has said that I've submitted a notice of adjournment with regard to the story that has appeared in the Indian Express, essentially flagging the fact that the autonomy of institutions has been compromised, end quote. In other news, the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways informed Parliament today that there have been 4,775 accidents that occurred in the year 2019 because of potholes. 3,564 such accidents were reported in 2020. It also said that road accidents are occurring because of multiple causes: overspeeding, using of mobile phones, drunk driving, overloaded vehicles, defective vehicles, poor lighting, red light jumping, overtaking, bad weather, driver errors, wrong side driving, and cyclists and biker faults. In politics, former Punjab Chief Minister Amarinder Singh has announced his alliance with the BJP in the upcoming elections in his state. He has been hinting about the same after his rift with the Congress and Navjot Singh Sindhu. The captain said that our alliance with the BJP is confirmed. Only seat-sharing talks are going on. We will see who will contest where. Our criteria is for seat selection is purely winnability. Earlier, he had accused the Congress of humiliating him. In a written reply to the Rajya Sabha, the Minister of State for Atomic Energy, Jitendra Singh, has said the government has given in-principle approval for the setting up of 6 nuclear power reactors of 1,650 megawatts each at a site in Maharashtra's Jaitapur. The total capacity generation will be 9,900 megawatts. It will be the largest nuclear generating site. Right now, the Baba Atomic Research Center is involved in the development process. In other news, the Bihar government has announced that the ban on plastic and thermocol products that was announced and supposed to come into effect on the 15th of December will now only come into effect on the 1st of July next year. This comes after several trade unions requested an extension on the ban because they needed time to clear their stocks and plan strategies to shift to other businesses. While all the items of plastic of thickness below 50 microns, including cups, spoons, glasses, bottles, will not be allowed to be used, paper plates coated with food-grade plastic have been exempted from the ban. Also, Bhutan has decided to confer its highest civilian award on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Bhutan highlighted the unconditional friendship between India and Bhutan that's extended over the years, particularly during the COVID pandemic. This was announced on the occasion of the 114th National Day of Bhutan. News coming in from across the world right now, specifically from the UK, where there was a by-election recently. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson's Conservative Party has suffered massive defeat in the parliamentary by-election. It's being viewed as a referendum against his party, which basically means that the people are upset with his party. This comes after weeks of scandal on various points and soaring COVID infections in the UK. Liberal Democrat Helen Morgan, representing England's third biggest party, overturned a Conservative majority of almost 23,000 votes from the last election to win Thursday's contest. In her victory speech, she said, "Tonight the people of North Shropshire have spoken on behalf of the British people. They have said loudly and clearly that Boris Johnson, the party is over." Hours later, Boris Johnson took personal responsibility and said, and I quote, "In all humility, I accept the verdict." Quick update from the world of sports as well. The Indian men's hockey team defeated Pakistan 3-1 in their third round-robin stage match of the Asia Championships Trophy of 2021. This is India's second win in the tournament. They had earlier defeated Bangladesh. Also, defending champion PV Sindhu crashed out of the BWF World Championship 2021 after losing to world number 1, our Taiwanese counterpart, in the quarterfinals. Earlier, PV Sindhu had also lost to Taizu, the same contender in the Tokyo Olympics semi-finals as well. In the meantime, Kadambi Srikanth confirmed India's first medal at the BWF World Championship. Entering the semi-finals, he defeated the contender from the Netherlands. And a piece of positive news also linked to sports. International Paralympic Committee has conferred the Tokyo Paralympics champion Avani Lekhara with the Best Female Debut award. Now, this, in the meantime, Czech Republic's player won the award for the best male debut. Avani Lekhara became the first Indian woman to win 2 medals at the Paralympics. It is also India's first Paralympic medal in shooting. That brings us really to the end of this this news. Thank you so much for listening. Here's a quick quiz to check and see if you guys were paying attention. The Bihar government has decided to extend the start date of its plastic ban across the state. What is the new start date? It was in the news. You can go back and listen to it one more time if you need to. I have the idea that you might know the answer offhand. Leave it in the comment section for us. Thank you so much for listening. We have an interesting conversation that we've uploaded to our YouTube page. It's a conversation with Dushyant Dave, Senior Advocate of the Supreme Court. We're talking about the constitutional validity of anti-conversion laws like the one that is being tabled in Karnataka in this winter session. Take a look at that conversation. Let us know what you think. Thank you so much. Good night.